On Saturday night, I completed my first webinar, which was aimed at helping people set up WordPress and start their online business. I'd never created a product and used webinar as a marketing platform before, and I didn't know how to do anything. Thankfully, though, I stumbled across Mariah Coz, and that was done through Teachable, and after picking up her webinar course, which is Webinar Rockstar, it all became so clear. So I've watched webinars and been in awe at the presenter's skill set, their ability to carry people on a journey, and then offer them, some amazing product or something of value at the end. Never did it occur to me that I could go through the full process actually myself. Now, my learnings pretty much were, I followed Mariah's advice and I set a date for my first webinar, which was about 7 to 10 days roughly after following and watching her course. I then moved the date because I just wasn't anywhere near ready for this, and time committed, and then I thought to myself, no, I've got to keep this in place, I'm going to stick to it, and even if I have to be up until 3 or 4 in the morning, I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to get it done properly. I was scared shitless, to tell you the truth. So let me be clear, I know my topic and I was very confident in showing people anything to do with WordPress from my own personal experiences. But deciding to set the date and time and then tell my family and friends about it was the moment that it was all kind of becoming very real. Like, this shit was real. The alarm bells were ringing in my head. And I don't even really know why I was so nervous or scared about it, because it's not like I haven't trained before. I guess it was because I had committed and promoted something before I've even begun to start to understand all the stuff and pulling all the stuff together behind the scenes from a technology point of view. Nevertheless, I ploughed on and hanging on to every word from Mariah, I managed to get through it. Now, content-wise, I started to visualize. Whenever I write courses, I visualize, but I started to visualize the content and then I started to write the script, which really helped me start to build everything and think about everything that the viewers are going to need. I also started to walk through the steps and detail them, which also helped to form part of the script. In fact, the script actually helped me massively when it came to producing my slides. Now, my slides weren't even complete at the time of going live, would you believe, on the webinar. They were about 90% done, and I could have beat myself up because it was the most important slides at the end that I didn't do, which was the offer. However, figuring out the deal was an exciting part for me. I got the urge suddenly, once I committed to doing this, was to reach out to companies and see if I can come up with some type of deal or offer for people. I got some great responses back from a good hosting company, and we set up a deal which is great for the customer. And I was also so excited because the deal was done in a few hours, and I did the same thing with a WordPress theme company. I also touched base with the specialists, as I said before, and we pulled together some themes and plugins that I think were going to be valuable to people. And whilst I had the deal sorted and with the webinar family, and I was so happy and I was like cloud nine and everything started to work, 2 days of technical issues cropped up whereby I had to change the theme right at the last second before the webinar because I couldn't quite get it to function properly. And believe you me, my heart was beating. I wasn't completely freaked out because I knew my subject and I was passionate about delivering value, and I'd used the other theme before. Promotion-wise, that was by far the hardest thing to do, and one of the things that gave me the biggest shock. To get people onto the webinar, I tried Facebook, I tried Facebook ads, I tried sending messages, I tried LinkedIn, I tried a bit of Twitter. I didn't do the full suite of social media, including Periscope and stuff like that, and I think it was more to do with learning all this stuff and going through it. And I didn't put all the blogs together or anything else. It was a bit overwhelming, to be honest with you, creating the content and all that stuff. And yes, I've got a Buffer account, but I didn't use it anywhere near as I should do, as I've seen other people do, and it's been amazing for them. So I didn't get everything ready, but I know next time I can get everything ready and loaded and I'm ready to go. So RTG, as I call it. So I'm still perfecting this one, and I'll let you know how I get on from ground zero, because I've got no list, so I'm building this up from ground zero. I crammed everything into this webinar. I was over-promising, and Mariah wasn't lying. It was virtually impossible to give everything in a 30-minute walkthrough and a 15-minute pitch, or the 15 minutes at the end. I started my webinar promptly on time to be respectful to those people who joined on time, and I welcomed everyone as you would do normally. And it was all going well, and then I looked down at the time and I thought, holy crap, we were 30 minutes in and I haven't even shown them how to install WordPress yet. But that part was pretty easy, so I managed to get that done, install WordPress and all the themes and the plugins within 15 minutes. And then I realised I'm 45 minutes in and I haven't done my pitch yet, and I continue to carry on. Anyway, I managed to get through it, and talking through the offer, even though I didn't have the slides. I know webinar experts do not kill me. The visuals I know would have helped. And I wasn't able to cover all of the content because truthfully, it would have been too much to cover in just 30 minutes. It's really true. You can't give away everything in 30 minutes. I finished the webinar in total with questions and answers in about an hour and 5 minutes in, so that wasn't too bad. I now have my first set of students, thankfully. I'm ready to take my learning from my first webinar and jump into my second. The second one's going to be in the next 5 days' time. And I won't stop. I'm going to continue to learn and perfect my process, the skill set as I go along. So I guess in closing, it's true that you can really start from no list and get people onto a webinar. I begged and borrowed, and I can verify that. I had a friend who helped me, and she promoted it, and she alone managed to get about 18 people registered, which was great, and that was amazing. And eventually my own people caught up, and my own list started to kick in, so that was pretty good. So we had a good number of people registered for the webinar. By the end of it, I was on cloud nine. I was literally so excited, pumped. And you go through the full spectrum of emotions from holy shit, this is real, to being brash and putting deals together, and then panicking and frustration with the tech issues. And then finally you get to the end of the webinar and you just join elation. Some of those emotions for me just remind me of having a child. It's just like the whole thing. But I better stop there. But it was just that whole thing. I really appreciate the people that joined the webinar and was watching, because it was great. For me, the Human Manual is about going on this massive journey. And if you really are interested in following this journey with us, because I'll continue to produce videos like this that shows you almost like behind the scenes, I think you'll find it really, really useful. Our mission is to simplify technology, whether it's software or whether it's an actual device. We've got 1 million to hit. So it's a big challenge, and it's one that's going to keep us focused and going forwards. We also want to make technology more accessible for everybody of all ages, and that's part of why we do webinars, we do face-to-face training, we produce all different types of how-to guides and content. So we can't wait to continue to simplify technology and actually start to unveil some of the other cool stuff that we've got planning this year. So if you are interested in following that journey, please feel free to click the link either in the video or beneath it to subscribe, and I look forward to welcoming you to the Human Manual family with a course in the near future. Thanks very much, and bye for now.